The room is silent, a silence so thick you can feel its weight on your shoulders. You've just finished your apology. The words were clumsy, heavy, stones you dragged up from your gut, but they were sincere. She looks at you. Her face, a porcelain mask, is unreadable. Then she utters the two words you were desperate to hear. I forgive you. But there is no warmth in them, no release. The air doesn't lighten, the weight on your shoulders doesn't lift. Instead, a new feeling settles in, a quiet, chilling dread. You have just failed a test you didn't even know you were taking. This is the illusion of forgiveness, a performance designed not to heal, but to control. You think the slate has been wiped clean. You believe you can move on. That is your first mistake, because she never forgets. More accurately, she chooses not to. Every mistake, every misstep, every poorly chosen word is not discarded. It is collected, catalogued, filed away. She is the curator of your failures, the archivist of your sins. You feel it in the days and weeks that follow. A subtle shift in the dynamic. A conversation feels like a cross-examination. A disagreement feels like a trial. You find yourself censoring your own thoughts, walking on eggshells made of your own past words. Because you know that any moment a ghost from the past can be summoned. This isn't about memory. Everyone remembers. This is about ammunition. The forgiveness was never an act of grace. It was the closing of a file drawer, the archiving of a new weapon. Here's the psychology behind this dark pattern. It's called transactional forgiveness. It operates on the principle that forgiveness is not given freely but earned, and the debt is never ever truly paid. This behavior is often rooted in deep insecurity. A person who feels powerless seeks leverage in other ways. Your mistakes become their assets. Your guilt becomes their power. It's a way to maintain moral high ground, to ensure that in any future conflict, they hold the ultimate trump card. Think of Arthur and Eleonora. A classic case. Arthur made a mistake. He forgot their dinner reservation, a minor slip in a busy week. He was deeply apologetic. Eleonora sighed, a long, theatrical sigh of martyrdom. It's fine, Arthur, she said. I forgive you. The file was created. The weapon was stored. 3 weeks later, they argued about finances, a completely unrelated issue. Arthur was making a valid point. He was calm, rational. He was, for a moment, winning the argument. And then Eleonora deployed the weapon. How can I trust your judgment on money? She said, her voice dripping with cold disappointment. You can't even remember a simple dinner reservation. The context didn't matter. The scale of the original mistake didn't matter. It was a character assassination. His valid points about their budget were now irrelevant. He was no longer a partner in a discussion. He was a forgetful, unreliable person. The argument was over. She had won. The archived mistake had done its job. This is the forgiveness test. And the truth is, you are meant to fail. The goal is not for you to succeed, to be better, to be forgiven. The goal is to keep you in a state of perpetual apology, a state of owing a debt that can never be repaid. This gives the archivist immense, subtle power. So, how do you recognize you're in this game? First, notice the pattern of resurrection. Do past, forgiven issues constantly reappear in new arguments, especially when you have the upper hand? Second, listen to the language. Is forgiveness followed by phrases like, I'm just not sure I can trust you, or you'll have to earn my trust back? This isn't a boundary. It's a moving goalpost, a game designed to be unwinnable. Third, and most importantly, check in with your own feelings. Do you feel relieved after being forgiven, or do you feel watched? Do you feel free, or do you feel like you're on probation? True forgiveness brings peace. This brings paranoia. The great revelation is this: the problem is not your recurring mistakes. The problem is the system of justice you're trapped in. Her "I forgive you" is not an absolution. It is the sound of the courtroom doors locking behind you. You are not a partner in a relationship. You are a perpetual defendant in a case you can never win. The only way to win this game is to refuse to play. It requires a terrifying act of courage. It means seeing the next deployment of a past mistake not as your failure, but as their manipulation. It means saying, we have already dealt with that. It is not relevant to this conversation. You are not relitigating your past. You are demanding presence in the now. True forgiveness is a release. It is a shared decision to let go of a weight so both people can move forward lighter. Transactional forgiveness is the opposite. It is one person handing the other a stone and forcing them to carry it forever. Stop accepting the weight. Recognize the cold archive for what it is, not a record of your flaws, but a map of their fear. You are not unlovable for your mistakes. You are a human being, and you deserve a pardon, not a life sentence.